Hey, this is Mark here at Gary's Guitars, and I'm here for the non-vintage used guitar apocalypse video part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, I'm going to try not to be repetitive, so just go watch that and see what this is about. And it's mostly just a response to some of the comments that are coming up. I started responding to comments, but this has been the most popular video I've made, and so thank you everyone for watching and um, I'm a big fan of. I watch YouTube every day and make YouTube videos, and I'm glad to reach out to people, and it's a good way to connect with people. So thanks again for watching, and I just want to clarify a couple of points because that came up a few times in comments. So one of which is the controversial thing I said, which is people hear the economy's bad, so they sell their second, third, fourth, and fifth guitars or something like that. And so people are like, "What do you mean the economy isn't bad? Oh my God, the war's coming to an end. How did you not know the economy is bad?" And the people accusing me of being political because I didn't say the economy is bad. But the economy, if you're an American, you are 1 in 450 millionth of the economy. And your experience is valid and it's real and it's your experience. And if you ever are having hard times or anything like that, it's totally like you do have my sympathy and empathy. And I'm not saying these things to sound flippant about it, but the actual metrics that measure the American economy say the economy is okay. Um, Unemployment is low, job creation is high, gross domestic product and all that kind of stuff. People onshoring of jobs and things being made in America again, and stock market's at all-time highs. I don't have any money in the stock market. I don't care about the stock market. I put my money in guitars, but it's true. It's just one of the metrics of the economy, and it shows that things aren't that bad. And so it's the perception that things are bad that create this kind of flood onto the market. So that's point one. Point two is the way that selling guitars has changed with Reverb and eBay. They need maximum engagement in the sites, and so they let anyone post anything for free at any price. And there's price inflation on these sites, anyways. There's people who put everything they own on Reverb and just say, if someone buys it, great. Someone doesn't buy it, that's great too. Um, and all these guitars just kind of sit there, and they just create this idea that things are more valuable. Like if we had a store where all the guitars are $5,000, we wouldn't sell many guitars. We'd probably go out of business. But it would look like, wow, you got a lot of expensive guitars in here. That's fine. So, um, and that's happening, and that's to their advantage that they list or allow you to list guitars for free, and therefore they make their money when and if you sell it. But there's no adventure cost in just posting stuff for too much money. And there's a lot of people who, speaking of economies and capitalism, the fact that things are worth what you can sell it for, and that's the value of anything at any one moment. That's the value of gasoline at the gas pump, a brick of gold if you have it, and a guitar. It's only worth what people will pay for it, or what at least one person will pay for it. So, and then people selling guitars directly, between each other and selling, trading between each other. When there's less demand, when you can't just throw a crappy picture on Facebook Marketplace and get a lot of interest in your Les Paul, then then that just becomes just kind of a bit of a like, people keep taking that one crappy picture and posting it, and there's just more stuff available there. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, some of the kind of whatever I'll call Class B selling sites with very little cost of entry. eBay, at least it takes you 10 minutes to make an eBay listing, but to make some other listings online. And as the market gets flooded, those things don't work as well, and you don't get the knock-on effect of like, oh, I sold my guitar, it was so easy, what do I ever need to sell to a store for? And just in defense of a guitar store, what we do is we buy a guitar and we fix it up. We do a setup. There's 90% of the guitars that come in here need setup work. Some need small, minor repairs. Some need major repairs. We do that work and we put it on the wall and we warranty it for 90 days. And that's part of the value. We're not just taking something from one person and handing it to another. We're not just a literal middleman. We create some value in using our expertise to repair, set up instruments, to sell them, to inform the customer, to have a selection of things the customer can choose from. Because if you're like, oh man, I always want a 335, you're like, ooh, what is this Gibson Midtown? This thing's crazy. Wow. Or, you come in, you pick up a Dreadnought acoustic, and you're like, this is not comfortable. And so, oh, that's because there's 4 sizes to choose from. Check these out too. So that is when you give your money to a store, that's part of what you're paying for, is the experience you have in buying it and the knowledge that you bought the right thing and the knowledge that it is indeed in good working condition and that you have support afterwards. So that's just a little bit of word salad there, talking about some of the comments we got about being a reseller, about the economy and how its current state, and about the Guitar Mageddon, which is actually, I gotta give props to Jake who works here. He said Guitar Mageddon. I was like, non-vintage used guitar apocalypse. That's like that. So, what's the future of the non-vintage used guitar apocalypse? My feelings is just starting right now, and that it's price reductions are coming. The market's going to continue to get flooded. That things boom and bust, true, but we have not had a bust since the last bust in like 2008, and the market's just been fed with a lot of instruments, and good quality used, very inexpensive instruments are common, and that's never been so true as right now. For a couple $100, you can get a guitar you can play for the rest of your life. So, thanks again for watching. I have a lot of other videos here on YouTube to check out. There's Instagram and Facebook and that kind of stuff too. But check out other videos. I don't just talk about the economy. We a lot of informational stuff here. And thanks again for watching. Thanks again for watching. And obviously this is one take.